Ay, this ain't a drill. Only time I plan is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we bout to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. 716 make them pay with some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and Amos. Talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill when we talk about the Bills dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of the Podium podcast, sponsored by Reese Tea. We are the home of the all truth.
I ain't got no sodium.
Okay, no sodium takes. I am your co-host Aramis. I just got to check.
I'm Melly Mack.
Go Yankees!
Hey!
I don't know. I had to because somebody else did it. Somebody else did it. Somebody else said, "Go Yankees, baby." I'm like,
Who said go Yankees?
yeah.
They just want they moved to the next round.
They see the hat and think I'm brother. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Oh, you had to do it for the hat. That's right.
I don't even remember.
Just tell them, like, yeah, playoffs. Yeah.
I'm like, Jigga Man. Daisy. No.
All
This
right.
is 40 keys.
I want to take you guys on a trip down memory lane, if I may.
Can I start with something that I forgot last week, though?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, I want to touch on Billy Shaw, passed away last show.
Yes, that's right.
Hall of Fame, 5-time first-team All-Pro from 62 to 66, 8-time AFL All-Star, 2-time AFL champion, AFL All-Decade team, played all 9 seasons with Buffalo. And I just wanted to let you guys know that he is a Wall of Fame member and very revered as an offensive guard. Drafted second round, 9th overall. That tells you how long ago that was. 1961 AFL draft by the Buffalo Bills. Billy Shaw, born in Natchez, Mississippi. I heard a lot about Natchez. I heard it was a big city. It's not. Born in 1938 and sunset on 2024. So rest in peace, Billy Shaw.
Okay.
You missed one. I'm surprised.
I did, but who did I miss?
You gonna talk about?
Who did I when I wrote this, I'm like, I'm missing somebody. Who was it?
I'm surprised because normally he told us when James Earl Jones went down and everybody else. And what about Sissy Houston, man?
Yeah, Sissy Houston. Yeah, that was the one I was going. Yeah, that was quick. 91. Yeah, that just came out of
Whitney
nowhere.
Houston mother, for those of you who don't know who Sissy is.
Yes, indeed.
I did not know that.
Yep, Sissy Houston.
Wow. Okay. All right. So I've given this a little bit of thought, and I put together a nice little trip for us. All right. I want to take y'all back to 2018. Y'all remember that
Let me
year?
crack my key wiser for this.
The key
I'm so mad it has a name now. This
Who else
is
drinks this
unbelievable.
but me? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, silent. Yo, my man Whittle is on the line. He said, "Good afternoon, fellas. McDermott gotta go." I never expected to hear him say that.
Wow, I thought he was gonna say he wanted a lifetime subscription to key wiser. But
No, well, everybody does. Everybody should.
They should.
Yeah.
But in this show, they will.
Until we start getting more of those Reese Tea to carry on the show here.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm curious as to why he says that, just like right now.
Yeah. Lindsay, what's going on? Right, that's right. You were in Florida and that whole big old storm just destroyed everything. I mean, it looked like the news happens to, exaggerate certain
Few
things,
things,
but we're definitely glad you're okay.
Yep.
Definitely glad
You don't
you're
have to mark yourself safe because you just did.
okay. Whittle said, "I actually do want one." we'll send you one, bro. We'll hook you up. All right, so I want to take you guys back to 2018, okay? And this is right after the Bills made the playoffs. We lost against the Jaguars 9-6 in the wild card round, and man, everybody was ecstatic, right? Like, we ain't made the playoffs in forever, right? Like, y'all remember that? So that offseason, we're thinking, yo, we got a squad that just made the playoffs, right? Then what did we hear from Sean and Bean? We got to do a little bit of roster surgery, right? They said it's going to be a lean year. We're going to do a little bit of roster surgery. but we're going to get some dudes in here, and we're going to change the culture around, and it's going to be great. Right? Do y'all remember who the free agents we signed were?
2019?
18. Trent Murphy was the first one. Starlo Tulele. Chris Ivory. Have no clue what happened to him. I'm not even sure. Well, I think he did make the team.
He did.
Julian Stanford, linebacker from the Jets, right? Owa Odigizua from the Giants. I don't think he
made it. They didn't make it. Neither one of
Right.
those two made it.
Raphael Bush,
He made it. Safety.
good safety from the Saints, right? A.J. McCarron signed here. He was the Bengals backup at the time to the Red Rifle, if I'm not mistaken. Came here to be the backup. Vontae Davis, right? Let me see. Russell Bodine. I remember thinking that was a decent signing at the time. I mean, the Bengals didn't have a terrible line, but they were better than what we had at the
I
time.
just remember 2018. You guys did a lot of convincing to me that I was going to be okay. 'Cause I was bouncing off walls. I was mad about the playoff. I was mad about the free agency. I was just going to use like, yo, you a hater. Like, nah.
Well, this
ahead.
signing I hated.
Go ahead.
Marshall Newhouse, tackle for the Oakland Raiders at the
I
time.
remember.
And then Kalen Clay. I think he might have been a practice squatter or something like that.
Yeah, he made the
He
team.
made it.
Oh, okay.
He was a return man. I believe.
Return guy. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Philip Gaines, DB out of from KC. Y'all remember him?
Yep.
Terrence Fede, Fede, Fede,
Fetty.
Fede.
Fetty.
Okay. He was a defensive end. Jeremy Curley, who injured his ankle and never played a game for us, basically. And then, of course, Tenny Palapoy, the defensive tackle from the Chargers.
Yep.
Okay? So I just named you the entire free agent class that the Bills brought in at that point to change the culture around and compete, right? Then we start the season and we have the Nathan Peterman game, right? Then we have another Nathan Peterman game. And Sean goes to his guys and he says, I think I'm going to start the Rook. I think it's going to give us the best chance to win, which is weird for him to say that in a year where it's supposed to be lean, right? You don't intend to win games, but you go to your defensive guys because in that year, you still had a good defense, right? And you say to these dudes, I'm going to start the Rook. They say, all right, bet, let's run it. October 14th of that year, which was, let me see, October 14th was, that's preseason. So I think October 14th would have been week 5, week 6, right around where we are now, right? Josh gets hurt. Oh, why did I do that? Josh gets hurt, right? What did he hurt? He had the elbow injury, the UCL. Okay? Do y'all remember what happened when he got hurt and hurt his UCL? No?
Who's the backup? Who's the backup?
Who was the backup?
Yeah.
AJ McCarron was at the time.
Did he play?
It was either him or Nathan Peterman, one of the two. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right, so that season, when Josh got hurt, he got hurt against the Texans. He got hurt in Houston. Texans ended up winning that game 20-13, right? Sean then goes to Indianapolis with his team, who at the time, mind you, had the number 1 overall defense in the league in 2018. Okay? Indy, 37-5 blowout without Josh. Right? Okay. Like everybody likes to say at One Bills Drive, even now, it's just one game. Okay. Well, then what happens next? They go to New England. 25-6 blowout. All right. It's just one game. It's just 1 week. We still got plenty of games to go. You have the Bears come here to Buffalo, and man, listen, we about to smash house. We finally home after this road trip. 41-9 blowout. It didn't stop there. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, that was the last of the blowouts, right? But you went on a 4-game stretch where you didn't win a game without Josh. Mm-hmm. Josh comes back, you spank the Jets 41-10 in New York. Okay? Now, the reason for me bringing this up is people seem to have it in their heads that Sean is the one that broke the drought. Sean is this great head coach who came and changed the culture of a city. And what I want to remind everybody of is that we knew who Sean was when he got here. We just didn't want to accept it because of the hope that we had for things changing and turning around and not being a drought team anymore, right? What I mean by that is you watched Sean McDermott come into a clown show that Rex left here with a still pretty damn good roster, just everybody on defense playing out of position, right? And the offense was manageable. Sean took that, sprinkled a little bit of discipline on it, put everybody back in the same 4-3 scheme that they were when they were elite before Rex got here. And guess what? They were good, right? They were good. And so when you look at what Sean actually did in terms of making the team great, you've seen what he is without Josh. You've seen the decisions that he makes in terms of players that he wants on this team in a year where they're trying to change the culture, right? The most important time of any team building series is that first year when you're bringing those foundational players in, and you're changing the culture, right? I don't think it is a coincidence that the 2 quarterbacks that Sean decided to get onto the team to play his style of offense either threw 5 picks in a game and couldn't stop throwing interceptions or couldn't win a game with the number 1 defense in the league. Now, the other part of this is if you're Sean McDermott and you're this great defensive coordinator head coach combination, how are you giving up 41 points to the Bears? How are you giving up 25 points and only scoring 6 to the Patriots when you've got the number 1 defense in the league? How are you giving up? What did they? I think it might have been another 37 points to the Colts at that point. How are you giving up all these points when you're supposed to have the number 1 defense in the league? But because we had just made the playoffs, because we were in a position of optimism and hope, because we'd seen something we'd never seen before, it became, you know what? I just want to see what happens. I don't care about what it looks like right now. We broke the drought. We made the playoffs. Man, with this head coach, who knows? The sky's the limit. We got Josh we just drafted. He looks like he could be pretty good. Man, sky's the limit. Let's fast forward back to where we are now. We're in a position where Sean has successfully gotten Josh to play like A.J. McCarron. Game manager. Don't throw a ton of picks. I don't know how many picks A.J. McCarron threw in those games. You know, if you guys want to go look at that 2018, that 4-game stretch, feel free, let me know. But this is the way that Sean wants to win games. He wants a game manager at quarterback, and he wants his defense to be the reason that they win. And we've seen now, after this little trip down memory lane that we just took, he cannot win that way. When he was winning games, it was with offense. When he was going to AFC Championship games, it was with offense. For this head coach to not see the writing on the wall, it is at this point, it's an indictment on himself. It is the red paint that people throw at that the PETA people throw at anybody that wears a fur coat. That's what this is. It's egg on his face for him to not see what's right in front of him the whole time, which is you have the most gifted quarterback in probably NFL history, but I'll just leave it to now. And this is what you want him to do. This is what you want him to play like. And what we revealed, and I'm wrapping up now, and I want to see what you guys think. What we revealed in Coach D's Corner was we're getting to a position now in this last episode of Coach D's Corner where it looks like Josh is getting frustrated with the offense. You heard Greg Cosell say on the One Bills live show, this offensive scheme has no intermediate passing game. None. It's not schemed in there. If they're not winning their man-to-man matchups, their intermediate games is just gone, right? For Josh to have that portion, to have the downfield consistency taken out of his game, and everything is check downs and bubble screens or low percentage deep throws, this is not sustainable. It's not. And if we want to say Devontae Adams can fix that, probably he can fix some of that. I don't know if all of it gets fixed, because we might see the same thing in the playoffs again where Devontae Adams gets bracketed and double teamed, and then you got to expect everybody else to win. Maybe that works because your floor is higher in the wide receiver room, but Shakir's not going to be the same the rest of the season with a high ankle sprain. Now you've got two guys with a turf toe, and both of these guys are supposed to be playmakers in this offense. I'm sorry, fellas. I don't see how the optimism can prevail in this situation. What are your guys' thoughts?
What you got?
So that was a lot to take in. But so I'm just trying to remember that season.
It was Derek Anderson was a backup.
Derek Anderson was the backup?
Derek
Okay.
Anderson.
He threw 5 interceptions.
And Nathan Peterman. They both were 0-2 for a quarterback record. Then Matt Barkley had a game where he started, where he actually won that game. But I'm looking at the offense.
That was the last game of the season.
I'm looking at the offense, and the offense was atrocious. We had Robert Foster and Zay Jones were our top threats in that offense. Offensive line was terrible. Like the whole offense was just trash, and I don't know.
No, go ahead. What do you think?
So I don't know. Like I'm looking at the roster, like I vaguely remember this season. So like one thing too, like I know a lot of Bills fans, give credit to Sean McDermott for breaking the drought. As we discussed on the show, he didn't break the drought, right? The Bengals did. So I never gave him credit for that. Also, I kind of had a feeling that we wasn't going to make the playoffs because that was Josh's rookie year. I'm like, he need a lot of work. Mind you, I think that year he threw more interceptions than he did touchdowns. So like that was just a down year. I don't remember the defense being that good, but they might have been. You said they were number 1, but that's only going to get you so far in this league where we know that right now it's a passing league. So, like, I don't care how good your defense is. If you can't put up points, which clearly it shows that the Bills can't put up points that year, seeing how they lost, 9-41, 6-25, 5-37, like that 0-22, that tells me right there they can't put up points.
Right.
So they wasn't scoring. So, of course, and playing from a defense, if I got a great defense and my offense suck,
It almost negates the defense, right?
Pretty much, because like you're going out there, you playing, but as soon as you come off the field, let me get a quick water because I'm about to go right back in there because these boys can't move the ball. They're not going to do nothing. So
there's another interception. Gotta
go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It kind of defeats the morale, the mojo, like whatever you got going, because it's not sustainable. Because first of all, you're not a good team. You're not going nowhere. Mm-hmm. So like I don't know what their expectations was going into that game. That's what I'm saying, being on the defense side of the ball. Like maybe they're just trying to keep their job or just to try to get a contract. But I can't have anybody. I don't know if you would even think that you were even a good team or to win, even go above 500. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was just our offense was just really, really bad that year. So I don't know.
Key, what you got?
Let me take you down another.
Ooh, another trip?
This memory lane.
Okay.
And I like the way you segue right into it, because I didn't know how I was going to set this up, but you did it for me.
Good job.
You're right? Pat yourself on the back.
Got a couple questions for you. Now, we all know, Josh Allen to me, I'm going to keep saying it. He's a good quarterback. He's a really good quarterback. He's elite. Mm-hmm. But I don't hold him as high as a lot of people.
All right.
But for this exercise, would you say Patrick Mahomes is a top quarterback?
Yes.
Since Patrick Mahomes has been in the league, he's worked with Alex Smith, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco, Rasheed Rice, Sammy Watkins, Kelvin Benjamin, Mecole Hardman, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Le'Veon Bell, Jarrett McKinnon, I'm sorry, and of course Andy Reid.
Yep. He even had Shady at one point.
He has Shady. Now, what I'm going with this, I say Kelvin Benjamin, but we know how he was. He has his own award. We won't say what that award is right now. But the point is, they tried.
Yep.
Would you say Lamar Jackson is the top quarterback in the league?
Yes.
He had Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Rondale Moore, Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry, J.K. Dobbins, Mark Ingram, and you add whoever else you want to add in there. Mm-hmm. C.J. Stroud, Tank Dell, Noah Brown, Nico Collins, Steph Diggs, Joe Mixon, Devin Singletary.
Whoa.
No, like I said, this is them attempting to put people around your quarterback. Mm-hmm. Devin Singletary and Dalton Schultz. Would you say Dak Prescott is one of the higher uppers? Mm-hmm. Amari Cooper, C.D. Lamb, Zeke Elliott, Dalton Schultz, Michael Gallup, Tony Pollard, Dez Bryant, Cole Beasley, Jason Witten, Darren McFadden.
Yeah.
Tua. I know how we feel about Tua, but it is what it is.
Right.
He had 4,600 yards last year. It is what it is.
Right.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Devin Achane, whatever. I don't care. Raheem Mostert, Mike McDaniel. That's important.
Yes, it is.
And Jonnu Smith. Deshaun Watson. Say what you want. At one point in time,
he was elite. In Houston, he was elite.
DeAndre Hopkins, Amari Cooper,
Yep.
Will Fuller, Demaryius Thomas, Darren Fields, Kenny Stills, Carlos Hyde, Duke Johnson. Now, mind you, Carlos Hyde and Duke Johnson were having elite season. Well, not elite, but they were having good seasons.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now let's go to our guy, Mr. Allen. Mm-hmm. James Cook, which, of course, you know how I feel.
Himbo.
Devin Singletary. Once again, you know how I feel. Mm-hmm. Kelvin Benjamin.
I was just about to do that.
No, go on. Jordan Matthews. Who? Jordan Matthews.
Right.
Do it again.
Right. He's a tight end now, by the way.
LaShawn McCoy. John Brown. Cole Beasley. Emmanuel Sanders.
Yep.
Dawson Knox.
Now, mind you, all of these, like all of the big name dudes, LaShawn McCoy, Cole Beasley, all these on the older side, on the downturn of their careers.
Yep. Emmanuel Sanders, Dawson Knox, MVS, Dalton Kincaid, Curtis Samuel, Keon Coleman, Stephon Diggs, Ray McLeod, the same year Josh came out.
Who's now a dope slot in Atlanta.
Yeah, I was going to pick him up. You took him. That's cool, though. Sorry, Roy.
I was about to say sorry, Roy.
That was quick. You don't have to mute. Terrell Pryor, Charles Clay, Isaiah McKenzie. Now, he had a lot of these guys, a lot of these names, right? Who did they put in place for this guy to be good? What weapons did he really give this guy? They gave, okay, I'm sorry.
Honestly, out of that whole list, the only one that I could say is a viable attempt at giving him weapons would be Diggs, Kincaid. I even say Knox, Beasley, John Brown at the time.
Yeah.
And Himbo, of course. I even put in Devin Singletary because even though he didn't play up to everybody's level, he's still a legit good running back in the NFL.
We get it. You can stop.
I mean, because
you don't have to go too far with
that. Because he moved to another team, but he's the starter. So,
well, he's a starter with the same guy that he started on in Buffalo. So that don't count. It negates everything.
Yeah, but out of those, he's got a couple. Nobody is jumping off the board.
Nobody's jumping off the board. So you got, like I said, you got all these names. You notice the names that I read for Josh Allen was more than anybody else that I named. It was more people they brought in for Josh Allen than anybody else that I named. The point is they brought in the wrong people. To your point, the All-22 I did watch, and I thought, well, it wasn't just me, but I can tell you, I definitely knew Josh Allen screwed the pooch on Sunday. Mm-hmm. He locked in on so many guys so many times that he had no business lock. There was, I don't know, I didn't get a chance to watch your episode. I was in training at work, so I didn't really get a chance. But I don't know if you guys covered how many open receivers there were that Josh didn't see.
We usually only get to like 2 or 3 plays, but so on the biggest plays in question, obviously the last 3 passing plays. He had guys open underneath, and I'll kind of get into something that we revealed on Coach D's corner like later on. But to your point, he did. He had guys wide open, and he did hit them.
And see, the where I'm going with that, I'm glad you said, because you actually said something earlier too. What did I say a couple shows ago when we were winning, riding high?
Yep.
He ain't gonna stay like this. It's boring for him.
Yep.
All those underneaths, all those shorts. James Cook, Ray Davis, Ty Johnson. I know people hate to hear this. Mac Hollins. He missed Curtis Samuel numerous times. Why? Because they weren't down there.
Right.
I don't know if you guys saw, but didn't it look just like an air raid that he was trying to run out there? He looked like he was trying to run an air raid out there.
Yeah. But you know what? That speaks to what Brady's expertise is. I mean,
Right.
The fact that he spent so much time in the offseason building out this short game. The short game is not Brady's forte.
Right.
It's not. And that's why you see a lot of bubble screens and you know, not a lot of elite play calling with the underneath stuff. Brady's game is intermediate to deep. And I think that's why Josh was excited this offseason, but obviously that stuff gets capped.
That's why I was excited too.
Yeah.
You know, but I knew I said it, and I hate to. I'm not piling on Keon. I promise you, I'm not. But when they drive, I knew it wasn't.
Right.
I knew exactly what it was. As soon as we were on Rico's show, and I said it. I said, "Well, that tells you we're not running air raid."
Right.
You know, because say what you want. They tried to market him as this deep threat, this extra. No, Steve Smith. He said what I said. Keon Coleman's supposed to be a slot. He said it. Keon Coleman is supposed to be a slot.
Yep.
And it's true. You know, you market him as this deep threat. You market Mac Hollins as deep threat. They don't know what they're doing. You can tell.
No,
You can tell. So what do we get? We get the kid's not ready. This dude sucks. He's a 5th, 6th white. No.
It's too much pressure to put on a first rounder. Really? Malik Neighbors? Really?
Right.
Brian Thomas Jr.?
Go
really?
ahead.
I mean,
Even
how many more
Rome
people we got to name?
Even-
First rounders.
Yeah, I mean, it's egregious. It's really egregious at the point. And I'm glad you made the point for me, is because when you think about what you're looking at on the field, was it that Josh just forgot how to play football? No. What it is Josh like, I'm tired of doing this stuff. This ain't me. I want to have fun.
Right.
I want to move. Keon, go deep. I'm throwing it. Matt, like, why? I want to show some more videos on Twitter, on Instagram. I don't want to go deep. But the thing is, like, when you see what they have, when you see what they can do, you have to give Josh those shots, but you also have to reinforce the fact that, hey, man, there was at least, I'd say, 12 to 13 passes he could have completed out of 30.
Yep.
But because he doesn't get a chance to run what he wants to run with the players that he knows he should be having out there, it's going to fall apart. It's going to fall apart.
I think a lot of that got to do with, too. So people say that the reason why they're doing all this behind the scrimmage passing and all this short stuff is they're trying to set up the big plays, right? But I don't necessarily think that that's the best way to do that, because basically what happens is if the short stuff doesn't work, now when you come out off the field, now you got to play catch up. So now you're forcing the ball to get those big plays because what you did to set it up didn't work. So now you're trying to hurry up and come back. And I think that's what Josh is doing. Is like, yo, we got to win this game. So yeah, I got Kincaid right there, or I got Cook right there, but I need this big play. I need the first down. We need a touchdown. I'm tired of this. When Deacon dunking down the field, like we need to get the touchdown. So I think out of him, like you said, like part of it is he's frustrated and part of he's bored. Like, yo, he's tired of this little stuff. Like, put him in a position to fight. I feel like they're not putting him in a position to successly fight back.
Yeah, he's like a big kid, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but you look at Josh, is like he won AFC Player of the Week. Last year he won AFC Player of the Month, doing boring stuff. He clearly doesn't care about that.
Right.
He wants to have fun. So you have to game plan something deep. You got to game plan. See, the thing about this game that I saw, everybody talked about how the middle was closed off. It was everything was open in the middle. They ran this. I think Joe Marino said it was called a single high close and two high open, which leaves it. No. Every time Josh moved out of the pocket, which he does all the time, the middle opened like the freaking Red Sea.
Yep.
It parted.
Our biggest plays, minus the Keon Coleman, was across the middle. The big catch to Mac Hollins and the 2 catches to Dalton Kincaid were over the middle.
James Cook over the middle.
Over the middle.
That's where the bread is made. That's where you butter your bread, right there in the middle. And until he realizes, because if you looked at him, he locked on the wide receivers. He's like, I want to go here because that's the deep right. He never locked on, anything intermediate. He was like, yo, keep going, further.
Yeah, but you know what though, we got a bunch of comments too.
If it's slander, subscribe first.
Yeah, no, it's not slander. Let me see. All right, so we'll include this one. My man Whittle says 2 things bother me with this offense right now. Josh's hand is stopping him from running, and they have to attack all levels of the field with Coleman, Samuel, Shakir, and Knox instead of Hollins and MVS.
Whittle, don't let him fool you. His hand ain't stopping him. It's McDermott that's stopping him.
Exactly.
It's not a hand.
Yep.
Trust me.
Sean McDermott's idea of playing smart is not putting Josh's body at risk.
Yeah.
And what I don't know if a lot of you know this, but Josh has had a concussion before in his career.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime you have one concussion, it makes another one that much easier to have, right? So we'll get to that later because I want to talk about the concussion.
I have no sources for what he's going to talk about, so I know I'm just with you guys. I'm with you guys. We'll see what he says.
So I think what we're looking at right now is we're looking at an offense that, like we've talked about before, is designed to not take risks, right? And the way you do that is limiting a lot of the areas that this is the problem. Sean McDermott does use the advanced stats. He does use the analytics. He just uses it almost at a detriment to himself, right? He looks at the statistics and says, well, most of the interceptions that Josh throws are over the middle or deep sideline and stuff like that. So what have we seen now? Everything they throw deep, seam route. Everything that they throw over the middle, it's been successful against teams that don't have great linebackers and don't have, the safeties in Houston are better than the safeties in Baltimore in terms of coverage. Excuse me. But those 2 things, linebackers and safeties, typically dictate what the middle of the field looks like. We haven't seen a good linebacker-safety combination like we're about to see on Sunday yet, right? So I don't think any of this is happenstance. I think all of what we're seeing on offense is by design. It's just not what Sean thought he would see. And I don't even think the 3 wins to start the season was what Sean expected to see. And I don't know if I got to mention this before, but during that the Texans game, when Sean does that little halftime interview with the lady, mm-hmm. and she goes, what do you have to do right now to and one of the first things out of Sean's mouth is, well the guys are battling right now, and I'm very happy with that. What? They're battling right now. Where's the disdain for what's happened? Where's the frustration for, like, he smiled when she asked him the question. He smiled. I don't know of any head coach that's in a hole, like his team is in a hole at that point, away, knowing that they should beat this team after the Texans lost their number 1 receiver, and we've had and they've basically just allowed us to hang around for as long as they did. I don't know any coach that hears a question about that situation and smirks or smiles the way he did. This is not the way he intended the season to go. He didn't expect to be competitive like this. You're going to be anytime you have Josh, but he expected to have another lean year like he had back in 2018, which is why I brought that year up in the first place. The idea that we're going through a transition year, this was not supposed to be, let's trade for Devontae Adams and maybe we got a chance to win it all. Sean didn't expect the entire AFC to look this weak. Nobody did. But because we are where we are now, obviously he's got some work to do to try and make up for what he didn't account for. And the scheme of the offense is just one more of those things where, listen, if we start to see more of Josh's frustration, more of Josh kind of calling his own number, eventually Sean is going to have to allow Brady to put more of his own touch on the offense.
I think it's too late though.
I agree with
because
that.
you don't have the horses to run anything Brady used to run.
Right. Mac, what you got?
I think a lot. I think once Khalil Shakir is coming back, I think you'll see the offense get back to where they should be. I'm not going to say where I'm not saying we're going to be like the top offense in the league or even close to that, but I think the offense runs a lot better with Shakir in there. And future seeing, I don't think that Hollins and Samuel are going to be, pieces of this team to years to come. I think your foundation is going to be Shakir, Coleman, and Kincaid. I think that's who your weapons are going to be. So when people say, well, who do we got? Coleman, Shakir, and Kincaid. And I think that, and to me, I think that's good enough because.
Wait a minute.
What?
You're missing somebody.
Who?
Oh my God. We talking about receivers, bro. Talking about receivers.
Nah, he said Kincaid. Now he's a pass catcher, huh? Oh!
Well, no, because
now I give it to him.
I didn't say that.
Well, I'm just saying because if you look at people say who's KC weapons, Travis Kelce all day long. Yeah. Who's the weapons in Minnesota? You got Justin Jefferson and Hawkinson. Like,
yeah,
Laporta. Like these tight ends, like they're up there. So I think that's who is going to be the future of the team, and those are going to be your weapons. I think with those weapons, they're capable of winning games. And they're capable of being competitive in the NFL and making to playoff run. I know a lot of people might not agree with it right now because it doesn't look that way. But Khalil's being hurt right now. And, again, this is his first year without a legitimate number one to kind of, like we said, help him get open and help him get catches because there is no Diggs, right? There is no elite receiver that we got who could take the, some of the pressure off the defense. So I think Shakir can become that guy. Coleman could become that too, if not better. And I think Dalton Kincaid, he's got to become that premier tight end.
Speaking of twos, that's something I forgot to bring up on the show last week.
What?
Or not last week, on Monday. The fact that Gabe Davis and Trevor Lawrence was coming to fisticuffs on the sideline. They had Kiki, what's her name?
Adikubala?
Adita Kingawala. Yeah, she said they had to be restrained from physical altercation.
Yo,
I told you, didn't I say that?
Yo, but what is Gabe mad at Goldilocks for?
For being Goldilocks. I don't know. Probably because he isn't throwing the ball. He doesn't like. But remember, I told you, what was it, like 2 or 3 shows ago? I said, yo, on the sideline, I said he gonna hit him. I said he gonna sock him out. I said it. And the funny thing, the most ironic part about this whole bit though, the very next play after they broke this up, he caught and fumbled the ball.
Gabe did?
Yes, he did. Wow. He sure did.
Look at God.
Look at God.
Look at God.
Don't bring that here.
And what's his name?
My
and
God.
Trevor probably like, yep. Yep. That's why you don't get the ball, scrub. Oh, you'll never get the ball. You're never going to be a slice.
Laura says, I understand playing to Josh's strengths, preferences, but we can't give Josh everything, like playing out of shotgun every snap. Some circumstances call for being under center. Mix it up. 100%.
That's 100% true, but we don't give Josh as much as you think you give Josh. And
Well,
this is a partial do. Josh ain't getting nothing that he wants to do out there. That's why he's taking it right now.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. You have to give him something so he can still play in the construct of your offense. You got to give him that deep ball to launch it down there. That's why Hamler should have been playing. That's why you should have had, MVS. Just go deep. That's why you should have got Xavier Worthy. Just for that kind of play. Just so I can throw it deep 1 time, 2 times a game. Just go deep.
Right. Leak. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. L-I-K, leak. Like, correct me if I'm wrong.
Man, you better get your lick back.
I'm ignoring that. Leak says it's good enough against the Jags and Dolphins. LOL. Yeah, that the offensive style of play is good against bad teams that can't cover you. I mean, that's just what it is. The thing is, the Jaguars have enough defensive talent to where if they had the guys that could play a relevant level of zone coverage, I don't think the Bills run away with that game. I don't. You know what I mean? They have the pass rush.
Oh, the Jags? Yeah, they were just stubborn.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. They refused to get out of man coverage and it killed them. But to bone his legs. He said, "Yo, that look at God was on point." Yeah. So I don't know. Steve, I don't know. Steve says we need Cooper and D-Hop, and this is still just slightly better, not a legit Super Bowl team. It's just a Beasley Brown level squad. I don't. Would y'all take D-Hop and Cooper at this point?
I'd take Cooper.
Probably
I
Cooper.
think I would take Cooper.
Maybe not Hop.
I don't want Hop. Hop is almost as old as I am at this point in time. He's really
They
not,
both
but-
are. How old is Cooper?
30.
30?
Yeah, D Hop's with 34, 35.
I don't know, man. Cooper's got that himbo disease. He's having trouble catching balls over the shoulder.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Speaking of himbo, yo, I'm calling action from all the post-podiumers. You see he's under investigation?
It's post-podiumites.
Post-podiumites.
See?
Post-podiumins, yes. Unites. Did you see he's under investigation?
Who is?
Himbo.
For? This better not be something whack.
Why is it because I say Himbo's got to be whack?
No, I'm just saying.
Yo, I'll get my own show.
This
Later
sounds
for
like
this place.
This
Catch
sounds
me
like a
on my-
dad
nah.
joke waiting to happen. Please, tell me what he's
No.
indicted for. Okay.
According to the Bills outlet on X, the star running back ordered drinks totaling $860 on September 22nd, but never paid the bill. So I say everybody donate $4 for number 4. We gonna pay this man $860. I'm not gonna be the treasurer for this. So don't send it to me. But so yeah, I mean, they itemized what he ordered. I mean, it was like a $600 bottle of something. It was a $200 bottle of something. I've never heard of it because I can't afford it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And they actually had the audacity to put in there a Fiji water. Why you had to add that to the order? You could just left that out.
Gotta have a Fiji though, man.
Yeah, but when you trying to slander my man for $600, $800 for a $20 bottle of Fiji water, that should be omitted from the receipt.
Listen,
Was he with any other players though?
I don't know.
Because like, never mind. I can't even say that because he's not a rookie. But
Marshawn wasn't there.
But like, yo, like, I've heard several stories from several different teams that they do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like they'll go out
Yeah.
and the vets will be like, "Oh yeah, rookie, bill's on you," and they just bounce. They was like, "Yo, bro, like, hey, it's on you." So
Right.
like, I'm wondering, like, did they do that to Himbo? Like, did they just say, yeah, we out of here and
Yeah.
bring up the bill and put
Nah,
it on
it would
him?
be higher though. I think it would have to be higher. So I'm thinking $860 for a millionaire. It has to be some kind of oversight. I mean, I can see if it was more money,
Right.
but $860,
Like, not to put our business out there, but we could pay that, bro.
I could pay that.
You know what I'm saying? And we just regular guys.
Right, I could pay that. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, nah. So I can't wait to see. I mean, he's not gonna be suspended or anything like that. But I'm like, we just need no distraction from Monday. So if he can play, let's pay that. Let's run that bill up on him and let him just go to Jets and slice on him.
Yeah. Whittle says Cooper's analytics this season are bad. Yes, they take into account how terrible Massage Boy is.
Massage boy.
Yeah, Massage Boy. Billy D says, "Damn, my 48 sound old."
No, you in there. You good.
I mean,
You good.
Yeah.
We ain't all in the same club.
Mac on deck. Mac on
Mac
deck.
is Tremel McAporty.
Yeah. That was actually pretty good. Tell me if you guys caught this in Sean McDermott's, I think it was the post-game presser. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was the presser he had a couple days ago right after they fired Robert Saleh. A reporter asked him if he had talked to Robert Saleh.
Yeah, I didn't catch it, but I heard this. So I'm interested what you got to say about it.
So Sean was asked if he had talked to Robert Saleh, and the reporter kind of insinuated that, usually coaches will talk to a head coach that's been fired to try and glean whatever information they can get from the guy since he's been the head coach there and he's got all the information to give pretty much. Mm-hmm. And Sean said, "No, I don't do that. I don't believe in that. I'm not doing that."
Says the guy that had 2 players that went to Carolina Pro Days drafted to Buffalo when Bean wasn't here. Bean was there.
Well, Sean believes in that, but for some
But he don't
reason,
talk to nobody else about intel.
right. In his mind, it's below him to try and get any kind of advantage. Stop me if y'all have heard this before, fellas. In the NFL, you know what they like to say?
Yeah.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah.
That's just the bottom line.
And they call it competitive advantage. McDermott says competitive advantage.
Right. So why the hell not?
It's fair game.
That's what I'm saying. The dude is fired already. What is the it's
I wouldn't do it.
well,
I
You know,
wouldn't do
because you have a moral,
right.
okay?
But
you
no. So-
like taking the challenge on them. Like, that's
Here's
you.
the thing. But here's the thing.
I'm just bad.
Even just take that away, right? I'm looking at it as a competition thing.
Mm-hmm.
if you believe that you're good, why do you need an advantage? Like, for example, if Key was healthy and we play basketball, Key's gonna dust me. There's not,
I don't know if he'll dust you.
bro.
His knees are bad.
He said
That's what
about
I'm saying.
healthy.
If he was healthy. If he was
Why is the camera on me when he's insulting me? Why is this happening? I look over. I'm big face, and I'm like, yo, come on now. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Keyshawn is what, 6'7", 2 something, but you played basketball at a high level, right?
2 might be real nice.
I've played pickup ball. I've never played organized ball. I play pickup ball. So if we play, you're gonna dust me. You don't like, oh, Mel, what's wrong with you? Oh, you got a bad hand? Like, you don't need to, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to capitalize on it because you're gonna beat me already. So to me, if I'm a coach or I'm a player and I'm good, I don't need the advantage. However, now I will say this. If I'm not that good, then it's fair game to me. Because, for example, flip it around. I'm taking any advantage I can get on Keyshawn because
right.
I know he's gonna dust me. So I need some type of any advantage I can get to try to save face in front of Keyshawn, or at least to try to attempt to come at him with a competitive game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So from that perspective, I can see why Sean wouldn't. It depends on how he thinks about himself. But like I said, if you're good, I don't need the advantage. If I'm bad, I'm taking it. That's just me.
The way I see this
Sean's got to realize he's bad.
Well, the way I see this scenario is if that's the case, if he really is doing that, then he knows he's horrible. Because one, there's twofold. One, the Jets suck. Two, their offense, which our defense is young and they're going to probably try to take advantage of, is an unknown. Because they stripped Hackett of his play calling duty, so he doesn't know what this new guy is going to call. He doesn't know what Aaron Rodgers. Because Aaron Rodgers is making the shots. He's calling the shots now. He wasn't there for that. He don't know anything about the offensive intel. Yep. So if you go ahead and say, "What do you know?" I'm scared for my life. I'm scared for my job. That's what he doesn't want to acquiesce right now. I'm afraid because the lowly Jets I should beat. If I lose to the Jets, people are saying if I lose to the Jets, I'm not going home on the flight.
Yeah, but like if I'm Sean, I have to know about the fired coach bump. Teams that fire their coach midseason are 16-3 the next game after they fire their head coach.
Look at you pulling out analytic.
Like that. It's not a big deal.
Yes, it is. That was a good stat to pull.
It's all but guaranteed that the team that fires their coach is going to win the next game. And I mean, the logic behind it is sound. I mean, think about it like this. The Bills no longer know like you just said it, they no longer know what the Jets are going to be on offense. Mm-hmm. They don't. They don't know what the play calling tendencies are now. So everything that they're going to do game plan wise is based on what? Guesswork at this point. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There might be motion in this offense now. There might be screen plays. There might be all kind of stuff that we've never seen before, on top of the fact that most of these players now are on alert because the head coach just got fired. So everybody's trying to make sure they don't get fired. Mm-hmm. So for me, if I'm Sean, I agree with you 100%. I think if you're a bad team, you got to take any advantage you can get. Yes. That's just the bottom line of that. Now, if I'm the Chiefs, yeah, I probably don't need to make that phone call, but I'm the Bills right now. I need to make the damn phone call because I'm on the verge of being 3-3 and tied with the Jets that nobody was afraid of at the beginning of this season. I'm on the verge of being tied with them for first place in the division.
I don't see if Sean thinks that they're a threat.
Yeah.
Now, one thing about that though, so to A's point, he's right about when the coach get fired. However, I'm gonna throw a little caveat in there. 9 times out of 10, when the coach get fired, the team is happy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't think it's
these guys liked him. Yeah.
Let's. Those are Rodgers. Rodgers got him fired.
I want to say except Aaron Rodgers.
He got him fired.
Yes.
Except Rodgers.
So
sorry, James Jones.
So,
yes.
Listen. So the way the story that I've heard went. Saleh calls the owner, tells him, yo, Hackett's got to go. We need to change. Owner calls Rodgers. Rodgers says, Hackett's my offensive coordinator. I'm not playing without him. Mm-hmm. Okay. Saleh, you're gone.
You know what's funny about this? The caveat? Josh needs to call Rodgers.
Listen, Key, I was going to bring that up.
Look at him.
Look at so now let's paint a picture here. Last year, the Jets were in a similar spot. However, this year, who are their two losses to? The Vikings and the San Francisco. Yep. Who would have thought in their right mind they'd even had a chance to winning those games? Right? Nobody. Like, let's be real.
Even on paper, those games are supposed to be a lot more competitive than they were.
Even if I'm a Jets fanboy, when that schedule comes out, I'm not beating these dudes. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like, people need to get like, come on. But they're still 2-3. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're not even to me. And if they win, they're tied for first place in the division. So this is not a team where, oh yeah, the coach got to go. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not getting that vibe that you need to make a move and change needs to happen immediately. I think it's just Rodgers being Rodgers, using his pull as a franchise quarterback, that Josh has the same ability and the same pull to do.
Yes.
If he wanted to.
Yep.
But that's the thing.
And here's the thing.
I'm sorry.
Rodgers, he don't care. He's going to play the way he wants to play, and he don't care who likes it or not, because he's earned it. He's proven he can do it. He's got a Super Bowl. He's an MVP. He's a Hall of Famer, right? He has that. Josh, he might not have the MVPs or the Super Bowl, but he's the same type of player. He has the same skills.
Right.
He has the same. He's a top player. So like, I wish you would get in this head like, this is not like, yes, you're the quarterback and a lot of things falls on you, but you have the power to change things. Use that power that you have.
See, that's the thing I was going to say. They drafted Josh knowing his temperament. They drafted Josh knowing his personality. They drafted Josh knowing his story. That's why they know they can get away with saying, hey, Josh, take MVS over your house and, oh, you love him? Oh, we'll get him. We were going to get him anyway.
Right.
Hey, Josh, what do you think about, oh, you love him? Well, he was coming anyway. But good. I'm glad you love him because we're going to sign him. Oh, Josh, like, great. They're listening to me. No, they're coercing you. They're using you. You're not listening. And that's why I say that Josh Allen is possibly, top two. Yeah. It ain't on the field.
Right.
It's the swagger's missing. Yeah. It's the attitude's missing. I don't need an asshole on the field. But that asshole on the field begets other things.
Right.
I talked to somebody the other day, and they were like, man, the Bills should have won that game against Texas. Diggs didn't do jack. I'm like, he had 6 for 82. He's like, he did? I'm like, yeah.
Right.
I mean, to their point, though, what impact did he have?
Well, the thing is,
no touchdowns, no key plays. Like, oh man, if Diggs would have made that catch, we'd have been in trouble.
Let me ask you this though. If Keon Coleman had that same game, what would have happened? For 6 for 82.
Without the touchdown?
6 for 82.
People would have been like, oh, he breaking out.
Yeah.
Breaking out.
Yo, he almost there. I guarantee you. I guarantee because he would have moved in chains.
I think the touchdown trumps that.
Okay, for you. Fine. Okay, wait.
I'm saying because
let me change it.
Because to me, you had an impact in the game because you were a reason why we got that. You put points on the board.
What about, we'll say Mac Hollins then.
If he had that stat line?
6 for 82. Was that not doing anything? My point is, Diggs has this reputation for doing big things. So that kind of game is nothing.
Right.
That's my point. That kind of game is nothing. But when you got us struggling like we're struggling, and everybody's like, Shaquille's averaging 5 catches for 40-something, 50 yards a game. Whoopty freaking! This is the guy we're waiting for to come back on Monday. We're praying to God he comes back on Monday because guess what? I did some numbers of my own. You want to hear it?
Let's hear it.
Let's see. I gotta put. I don't want to misquote. Yards per route run. I'm sorry. There are Cincinnati and Minnesota have 2 guys on this list before our first guy. Our first guy comes in number 25. Who do you think it is for yards per route run?
Coleman.
No, Mac Hollins.
Shakir?
Khalil Shakir.
I thought Keon Coleman's got a higher. Oh, you said
yards per route run. So
I got you. I'm thinking his catches.
He got more average.
Yeah. Okay, got you.
So now you got New York Giants, Philadelphia, and the Pittsburgh Steelers all have 2 guys in the top 30. Shakir comes in at 25. What do you think our next guy is?
50.
Keep going.
70.
Keep going.
90.
86. Who do you think it is?
Hollins.
What was the question again? I'm reading.
Yards per route run.
Yards per route run.
Yeah, the next guy after Khalil Shakir is number 86 in the league.
Is it 86?
Nope.
Coleman.
Himbo.
Really?
Himbo is the next
that's
player.
Right, That's right.
And I didn't bring it up to gloat about Himbo.
Right,
but
right.
the point is, it's freaking sad.
Right.
It's freaking sad. Our guys don't even crack the top 100 except for one guy that's supposed to do it.
But so another thing. So when you look at stats, you got to know stats do tell a lot of stuff, but you got to know how to read them.
Right. Context.
The reason why his stats are that low is because look how he won those games.
Well,
He didn't have to take over a game.
Yeah.
Who? You talking about Shakir?
Shakir. He has not had to do that where other wide receivers had to.
Well, some they just do what they do. I mean, you're talking about Jamar Chase. They're talking about guys that this is not a volume stat.
Well, put it like this: Do we have enough of a sample size in the Ravens game from Shakir to judge whether or not he was effective?
I was going to bring up
game?
that Ravens game. I know that people are going to argue he's hobbled, so I didn't say it. But
Well, I mean, before that though, I mean, he had a
Right.
few targets before that.
Right.
I don't know. It just seemed like nobody in that game was effective.
and that's the thing. Like, you know how I feel about Khalil Shakir. You guys know I love the guy. So it's not the poo poo in the guy. It's just the fact of saying that all the media, if we had Shakir, no. Because if they had Nico Collins, they had freaking Mixon, they would have had Pierce. Who knows? Maybe we could have still won. I don't know. But the point is, everybody looks at it in a vacuum when it favors you. So when you're talking about Khalil Shakir,
Right.
what about them? They had Larry Tunsil was out. They're I think 2 or 3 interior offensive linemen were hobbled. Who knows? So I mean, it's hard to say, but that goes back to our wide receiver scheme. That goes back to the room that we all worried about when the season started. They said, "Oh, we're good." No, you're not good. Everybody's no, they don't. I sent you guys a picture. Them dudes look starving, just like Marvin. Anybody over 35, 40ish, you know who I'm talking about. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Joe 335, welcome to the show, my man. He says, anyone else feel like the last 2 coordinators ran the offense as if they were fans of Josh Allen? If I was a fan of Josh Allen, I would give him everything he wants deep, everything he wants intermediate. This offense ain't it.
Well, you say last year. Are you talking about
Dorsey and Brady.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I see the opposite. I'm with you because they gave him nothing. The 12 is not his friend. If you really love him, you would spread it out, let him go out a shotgun, just fire it down. This is Mac ball.
Just look at the years where he was most productive.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's what he liked to do.
No runs, Mac ball.
Right.
Back as far as you can, just launch that sucker to Lee Evans. I mean,
that's why it was okay to keep a running back like Singletary around because you didn't need a run game
Yep.
at that point. You know what I mean? Your passing game was everything you needed and more.
they were ready to downgrade James Cook.
Yeah.
They were ready.
I wanted to get this point out too, as far as Josh's influence. One of the things that I think people might be wrong on when they say Rodgers got Saleh fired, I don't think Rodgers directly went to the owner and said fire him, but I do. From what we've seen of Rodgers, he's really, really good at making inferences, at subliminal context to the way that he communicates to get the point across that his relationship with Saleh sucks, right? And as an owner, if the only hope for my team, which is Aaron Rodgers right now, is not happy, and the one guy that's making him unhappy is the head coach, guess what? I'm making a decision at that point. I need my quarterback to be happy, right? Now, I'm also hedging my bets. Like, exactly what the owner did is exactly what I would have done in that situation. Fine. Aaron Rodgers, you don't like the head coach, Saleh, you out of here. But the guy I'm putting in place, hey, my man, listen, offensive coordinator, dead that right now. Get him out of there. We can't have our offense looking like that. I don't care. I don't give a damn who Rodgers is. Rodgers going to listen to you now. Right? The interim guy they got in there is a hard-nosed, tough type of coach or whatever, and everybody respects him, everybody likes him. But I think the dynamic that happened there was Aaron made it clear what type of relationship he had with the head coach and how that would affect the team going forward. And as an owner, they are always looking at that dynamic because that dynamic specifically equals wins or losses. That's just the way of the game right now. So in Josh's position, those are the things that probably need to be communicated, right? Those are the things that that's the kind of conversation that Josh needs to have with the owner. Not fire McDermott, but hey, listen, man, I'm doing my best out here to try and get the team wins. I don't feel like I'm, getting the support that I need. I love my players. I love my position coaches, and but there's just, it just feels like there's something kind of hanging over the team that's.
You know what Josh could say right now to shake everything up, but he won't.
What?
I'm going to give you a list of 5 players I want you to target in the draft. 6 players I want you to target in free agency. Get me half of them, or I'm not restructuring my deal. What that means is you owe me $63 million next year, which cripples your salary cap, and you don't have me for extra years on the back end of my contract. So
the only thing I don't like about that, according to Bean, he wanted Kincaid. He wanted Coleman. Like, so I'm not saying that
You're
I'm
right.
not saying
You're right.
his players are bad, but are the players that he picked gonna give us over the hump?
No, you're right.
What do you think about this? Because my immediate thought to what you said is what he said. What do you think it's possible that it might have been a situation where, because of how Josh thinks and the team knows that Josh is just like, he just want to be one of the boys. Do you think it might be a situation where the team sends him video of Kincaid, sends him video of Coleman? Hey, what do you think about this guy? Oh, man, I would love to have him.
I think they inferred that happened too.
Could be.
I think they inferred that happened.
Could be. But
It's
in his mind, he's already doing that.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I wanted Kincaid. We got Kincaid. I wanted Coleman. They got Coleman. You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny because I texted my mom about this the other day when I texted you guys. And she was like, "What, you want to be his agent?" I said, "He would fire me on the spot."
Would he?
He would fire me on the spot.
I don't think so, Key.
I think he would.
Let me tell you why I don't think so.
I would love to hear it because I'm
Wait,
going to go for it if you're right.
Who would fire you?
Josh Allen.
Oh,
This is why, Key. You don't hold punches. You tell it like he needs. You're going to tell him what he needs to hear, whether he likes it or not. And like I told you before, a real friend is going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Right? A lot of times people want to go to people who's going to agree with them. If you wrong, bro. And I'm going to tell you wrong. So to me, and the way especially the way you know money, come on, man. The way you know figures, I think you would tell Josh, like, yo, listen, this is what you're valued at. This is what you can be. This is the influence that you have. Bottom line, do you want to win or not?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's nauseating to watch because I know he's such a nice dude. I've met him. I've interacted with him. And obviously we're not cool like me and Marshawn were.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I can tell, he's a good dude. He's got that pure heart, and they gonna eat that alive. They knew that.
And that's the problem.
They knew that.
People take advantage of that.
Yeah. Oh, look at this talented kid from Wyoming. Where? Oh, exactly. That's one notch we can sell.
Yep.
Oh, the combine. They say he throws late and he's a project. That's another notch we can sell. We're gonna say you're gonna start next year. You're gonna have this. You're gonna have that. What they screwed up with? They got on Stephon Diggs at the wrong time. Because getting Stephon Diggs allowed him to do all the things that we talk about that he wanted to do.
Right.
Those stats jump. I don't care what people say about Stephon Diggs. Look at the stats. You can't argue it.
Can't deny it.
Right now he's on pace for 3,200 yards and 27 passing to 3,200 yards. Tua had 46 last year. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's an average quarterback.
That would definitely be the lowest total Josh has had to date, wouldn't it?
It would win him
Aside from
MVP
his
though.
2018. Yeah, exactly.
Well, you gotta have a 13-3 season too.
Got him one.
You gotta have a 13-3 season too, though.
But Lamar also had a 12 and 5 team.
Yeah.
No, he's higher than that. I mean, they only lost 2 games, right?
It was last year. It was 13 and
13
4.
and 4.
13-4.
13 and 4, yeah.
Because they lost the 4 just in
So now,
calculation.
so let me ask you this, Key. I think what you said about Josh, like, my thing is when they had Josh came in. He was what, 21? 21?
He might have been 20. No,
He was 22.
He was 22.
22. Okay.
All right. So rookie Josh Allen's 22.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's what, 30, 29?
28.
So now listen. The man that you have become, you don't think that you grow out of that tendencies, or you start to look at the world in a different light, like, hey,
You would think so.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you would think the success that he has, the popularity that he's got, like the huge following that this dude has, you would think that it would started to change his mindset a little bit to be like, yo, not to be cocky, but
Right.
I'm
I'm
really
him.
good.
But see that's
him.
that's why I think there's something that Josh is seeing in the building that tells him he don't really have the power that we think he has, right? And what I mean by that is if you're a quarterback and you're that good and you go through 13 seconds and you in the building, like Josh was on the sideline with the earpiece in his ear at the time to hear all the calls. Most quarterbacks do that, right? So he knows exactly what was talked about right before the kickoff with 13 seconds left. He knows what was called. He also knows that according to the Tyler Dunn report, Sean took the play call from Frazier and started calling all the defensive play. Like he's seen all this stuff. And then after this happens, who gets the blame for it? Smiley. You see what I'm saying? So then after that happens, then shortly after that, Dayball leaves. Well, damn, now the special teams dude is gone. Now Dayball is gone. The next year after that, Frazier leaves. He wasn't fired, but he was on the verge. They told him to give up the play calling, and he didn't want to do that. So he leaves. I'm sorry, it wasn't give up the play calling. It was run all of his defensive stuff through Al Holcomb, who is now the linebackers coach. But anyway, Josh is seeing all these different things happen that really stem from decisions that Sean has made. And no matter what Sean does, everybody else seems to get fired or leave or you know what I mean? The wide receivers coach leaves and goes to Jacksonville. So if I'm Josh and I'm seeing this, I'm like, yo, I could be perfect. I could do nothing wrong and I could still get fired.
And that's the thing. If that's me, I would want to leave.
Yo, I was going to say, you don't put pen and paper knowing this.
To me, that's a toxic work environment. Yeah. And knowing who you are, Josh.
You don't put pen and paper knowing this.
If you get out of here, and they say, let's just say McDermott, like you said a couple shows ago, he tries to get Josh out of here. Which team is not going to try to get Josh Allen?
Yo.
Kansas City. That's it.
Everybody but Kansas City.
Right.
But like, Dable in a heartbeat.
Oh, please.
What do you want? Hey.
Dable?
Hey.
Dude, could you imagine Dable with Josh and Neighbors?
Oh my! God.
Give him one first round pick, second round pick. Give him all the
picks.
Give
him the whole draft.
We not drafting. We got Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? So like, to me, for real. So like to me, it's like, if you see that, if you don't like it, like even if you said like that's what it is, like he thinks that, you know what I'm saying, he can't get rid of him or it's nothing gonna change. Remove yourself.
Yeah, just leave. Yeah.
Just leaving it. And
that's
now what are you gonna do?
You put pen and paper. You're sunk. You put pen and paper, and that's why when my mom said you want to be his agent, I'm like, please. had I been listen, who is representing you? Because is it Lamar's mom? Lamar's mom isn't this bad.
Yeah. So really quick,
it's only 7. We want to do it real quick. Go ahead.
Well, because we got a bunch of comments. I'm way behind on.
Go. Whatever.
No.
You're the conductor.
I wanted to ask: Are you comfortable talking about the report that you got?
I can. I will say some. Okay. I can say some. Yeah.
Can you just briefly and as vaguely as possible?
Okay.
Just kind of give everybody an idea of what you told me.
Okay.
The other day.
I think
that's very relevant to this.
I can. Yeah, it is because I can honestly say, and that's what stemmed the text from my mom. I got word that before I knew any of this stuff that I've been spewing out forever. Josh has a family member that is very influential. And when that family member shows up, it hits the fan. Now, originally I thought the congestion, I call it, because...
Chest is nowhere listed on the injury report, by the way.
I know. Wait. Oh. What I put? Hold on. What I put? Because it is in here in my notes. I said... Oh, Lord, thank you. I was worried about Reed Ferguson when I looked at the injury report.
You was worried about man Reed, right?
Oh, no. Oh, God.
We got to have Reed.
That would be Sean. That'd be Sean. We got Reed Ferguson back. And then I said, Josh Allen with his congestion is still not listed. He got an ankle and left hand. When did he get hurt? When did his ankle get hurt?
So, I don't know where the confusion was, but in the Texas game, at the end of the game, they said they said concussion, but they also said ankle. But didn't he say chest?
Yeah, he pointed his chest.
He pointed to the chest.
When he woke up, he pointed at his chest.
He pointed to the chest, but they put ankle down. So I don't know. That whole thing is fishy. And then NFL Players Association come out and says we've looked at everything and all the protocol was met and all the other stuff.
How?
But come on, man.
How? But anyway, yeah. So I mean, I'm thinking the first thing I thought, Pops is in town because of a concussion. He's worried about his son. Mm-hmm. Evidently, ain't no concussion to be worried about. Mm-hmm. Why is Pops in town? Because Pops don't never show up. Pops don't come to Buffalo unless something's going down. So that's congruous with the fact that we just saw aggression out of Josh. Yeah. We just saw a uncover your ears, a bitch fit from Josh. That to me, that's not what I need. Right. Because guess what? How many players you heard about McDermott? Talk about McDermott. How many players you hear about Coach McD? You don't. Only one. Josh Allen. Yep. Every press conference, Coach McDermott put us in the position.
Yo, even okay. So tell me if y'all caught this one. So the same day that Sean did his presser, and mentioned what I talked about earlier, Josh did his, and they asked him about the last three play calls, right? Mm-hmm. And the reporter said something to the effect of, you and Sean have been together for some years now, and you've been in a lot of in-game situations like this. Where's your trust level with Sean at this point in game situations? And Josh says something to the effect of, and I'm paraphrasing, I have a lot of trust in Coach McDermott, and really it speaks to the level of trust that he has in me to put the ball in my hands at the end of the game. Stop. The level of trust that he has in me to put the ball in my hands at the end of the game.
Where's he gonna put it?
Not even that far. We ain't even going that far yet. The fact that that matters. I was looking at it too. So Mac had a little fuzz on his hat. He caught it, and Key was like, "Man, don't worry about that. No, we on the show, and we need to look presentable in this beat." So, anyway, so where I got caught up at there is, it was Sean's decision to put the ball in Josh's hands at the end of the game, not to run the ball out like everybody else with common sense is talking about at that point. Everybody who knows ball is saying you run the ball and you make them use those timeouts and you punt it and you make them earn it.
You know what's funny, though? Because it makes perfect sense what you're saying. But guess what else he was saying? What? Get the first down.
Right.
I gave you the ball to get the first down. What are you doing?
Exactly. Right. But again,
so you're right.
If you're Sean and you're paying attention to the game, and your quarterback at that point is 9 for 27.
Right.
Why are you putting the ball in his hands?
The only way I could see is if, let's say, he called the run play and Josh audibled out of it. I can see that.
That's why you put Mac Hollins on one side and the slowest guys you got out there, wide. He said he won't throw it to them. He's throwing the ball to them.
But it couldn't have been. So one of the things we I don't want to give away the show, but one of the things we talked about in Coach D's Corner is the play after Coleman got the penalty.
Oh, the penalty.
The penalty, right? The last series of the game. After Coleman got the penalty, the very next play was a 5-wide receiver set that they ran. Mm-hmm. They ran the same thing earlier in the game.
The one that which got dropped.
Mac Hollins.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. They ran that same play where Mac Hollins runs that kind of jazz. It's supposed to be a pump route, but Mac Hollins runs it terribly. But they ran that same exact play just with different personnel. Mm-hmm. Right? So it wasn't even like it was Josh making an audible at that point. Now on the play after that, I think you might be right. There's a possibility you could have audible on that one, but you have your coordinator calling a 5-wide set trying to get a first down? Trying to get a first down? Now, here's the other. Well, I don't. Y'all got to check out Coach D's Corner. It reveals a lot. Trust me, y'all got to check that out. But just to finish off that point, there's no way that Sean in his right mind can look at the decisions that he made after the game, like just going back and looking at the tape and saying, "Yeah, I'd probably do that 9 times out of 10." I can't see it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No.
There's questions.
I got a question on the Coach D Corner take. Did y'all see how open Mac Hollins was on that first catch?
Yes. Yeah. He the safety bit. He had him. Yeah. But if you don't have the time with your receivers that you're supposed to have in preseason,
Say it again. Say it slow.
if you don't have the time, should I put some music on for this?
Hey, whatever you got to do. Emphasize it.
because then they'll get hurt.
I know, and the thing was, and this is where I have to say this because it sounds like I'm piling on Josh just insanely now. He wanted to play.
Yeah.
Josh wanted to play in the preseason.
Yes, he wanted to.
So it's not him. It has nothing to do with him.
He even called the decision soft. Which
Yes, he
is
did.
What he should have said.
And he was like, well, I mean, because you know we need to do it. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to drop it for now. But instead of letting Josh talk all the time, guys, close your ears. You guys are good. You're over 30. Deion Dawkins, take your shirt off and tell us how you really feel.
Oh, I thought she was about to cuss.
No, I ain't going to curse. See, you squinting at me, but you don't know the background. Deion Dawkins, when he has a shirt on, he's PC. He's all about the team. But when he take that shirt off, he let it. Well, I'm not gonna say that because that's going too far.
He let it all hang out, baby. He let it all hang out.
I knew my limits. I knew my limits. Nah, I knew my limits. I was gonna let it be for
Both
another
of them was
time.
looking over here
I know. It's
vultures,
like say it. We're gonna jump you on sight.
All right, so here's a scenario I like, and Lindsay asked this. She said, "If the Jets beat the Bills and fire McDermott, who would you want as an interim head coach?"
We don't do that on this show.
That's the problem.
Who's the coach? No, I'm joking.
That's the
I
problem.
hate that whole argument. That who you going to replace him with?
Yeah,
that I can't
she didn't
stand
say that, so I'm
So-
gonna.
To me, that's the problem. Because of that reason. So I look at it like this. Y'all know me. Y'all know how many jobs I done had, right? Out of all the jobs that I had, I got fired from one of them. Right? Matter of fact, Buffalo China.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Out of the and I've had over 15 jobs. I've only got fired from one of them, right? But I use this point to say this. Anytime that I went from job to job, before I quit, what did I do? I went and got another job. So that way, when I quit, I'm out. Where you gonna go? Already got a job. I start next week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The issue that I got with the interim head coach is if I fire a head coach, I want somebody who I'm already looking at, like Ben Johnson or somebody like, yo, I can get him. The problem is right now they're already on other teams. You just can't go over there and just force them out of there. So you put somebody in there for now, and then once the season's out, then you go get that guy. Me personally, I need to have a talk with the guy that I want. What are you going to do when you get here? Who do you want because the head coach, they got to build their pretty much coaching staff. Who do you want your offensive coordinator? Who do you want your defensive coordinator? Tell me your plan and how you want to run it. Because guess what? Other thing, I'm in the military, right? There's a thing called, we have 3 levels of security, right? There's confidential, there's secret, and there's top secret. I have a top secret clearance. I have the highest clearance, right? With that being said, fans don't like this, but it is what it is. If I know something, I don't have to show everybody my hand, right? So for an example, let's just say Bigfoot. Let's say Bigfoot is real. I can confirm Bigfoot is real. I'm not going to tell everybody because it'll be mass hysteria, right? I might keep it under wraps, figure out a plan to get rid of Bigfoot, but just say, oh, he's just a myth, whatever. This guy's fine, whatever, right? I need to, if I find my owner, I need to have a plan just in case, right? So that way, when I put in this interim and everybody panic, when she get out of here, and then boom, when the season comes open, my coach comes in. He brings his guys, and then boom, now we got the new enterprise about to start, and we ready to go. I don't like firing somebody and don't have somebody doing that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like doing that because I feel like that's what the Jets did. I can't confirm or deny because I'm assuming he had a plan because like I said, ain't nobody gonna quit their job without having a job lined up.
Right.
Well, see, I said that before the season started. He got rid of Frazier, got rid of Dable, he got rid of
everybody.
Why?
Yep, everybody
Because
that could have taken that job.
Everybody on this team is too green. They just started their positions.
Yep.
Pretty much everybody on this team just got to that. Brady has never been offensive coordinator, except for one time outside of college in Carolina. Babbage has never been a defensive coordinator. Jamil Adai, forget about it. Al Holcomb, forget about it. None of these guys. And McDermott knows this. Yeah. And I said this a lot. It's insulation. He just builds insulation.
Job security.
Top security. Now this is the last off the cuff thing I'm going to say. This goes to I'm going to nominate this for the Dookie Juice Award of the day.
Okay.
I saw this on Facebook today. Some of you people didn't suffer through Jerron Gailey Marone regimes, and it shows.
Man.
What does that have to do with beans? We just made it to the AFC Championship. We've been to the playoffs.
Right.
That's Buffalo. Buffalo, all they do is think about the past.
Yep.
What about the future?
Yep.
Because we ain't doing nothing right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is what McDermott knows. As long as I sell you guys on where we've been with me, even though it ain't squatting most regions, most what do you call it? Areas, we'll say. As long as I can keep you insulated, and I think about what they're doing over there, Philly, what they're doing over there. Why are these people trying to fire these coaches that are actually good? McDaniel, who turned around a piss poor quarterback in Tua.
Right.
They talking about getting rid of the dude.
Yeah.
We've seen better coaches get fired for less. But because we had Gailey, Maroon, Jerron, and whoever else, insert name, Malarkey, Williams, insert name.
Yeah.
Now McDermott is safe. And this drives me nuts.
Well, one of the reasons I wanted to start off the show with that little soliloquy that I had is to kind of, and I think this point brings it all home. The one thing that Sean has had that none of those other coaches have had is a superstar quarterback.
Yep.
None of those other drought head coaches had anywhere near the level of play that Josh Allen is giving to Sean right now. And if you look at where Sean has been without Josh, he's a drought head coach. He is. I mean, he had a competent Tyrod Taylor in that offense, and they went 9-7. That's the best that they've ever done without Josh.
And they played against Blake Bortles in the playoffs. Got dusted by Blake Bortles. Couldn't score a touchdown.
Exactly.
So I mean, wait, he made it to the playoffs. You just say he's a drought coach.
He backed into the playoffs.
That's my point.
Yeah, I don't want to count that.
Right.
I
I
don't
can't. I didn't then, and I
But the
don't
whole
now.
city does. Like
Yeah.
the whole reason Sean is still here. I've heard people on One Bills Live talking about he's the winningest coach in Bills history. Who the cares?
Right.
Who cares?
'Cause
If
it's
he's
first-
not winning now, if he's not doing what he's supposed to do right now, the NFL is a what have you done for me lately league. Bottom line.
But I will say there are other coaches that done worse and are still hanging around.
Oh yeah, sure.
So I think
Sure.
it's if he goes, then
Eberflus got to go.
Mike McCarthy's got to go. Eberflus got to go. Mike Tomlin's got to go. Your man haven't won a playoff game in 7 years, bro.
I am one of those people that think Tomlin's been there too long.
And one thing that somebody showed me that I didn't know. Look at the coaching trees: Belichick, Shanahan, McVay, Reed, even McDermott. Look at the coaching trees. I did not know this. Do you know in 17 years that Mike Tomlin's been the head coach, he has not produced no fruit on any tree. He don't have one coordinator that made another coordinator job or a coach job in his whole career.
Now, the only caveat I have to that is LeBeau is their defense coordinator, right?
Yeah.
He's been there. He's a fossil.
Well, he's retired now.
He's a fossil. He's been there forever.
Yeah, yeah.
So he didn't want to go. The same with your guy from Kansas City. What's his name?
Spags.
He said, "I'm not doing it." So that hampers that stat a little bit. The fact that guys probably could get a job, even though they might suck. Charlie Weiss, I'm looking
Right,
at you.
but they
Romeo
don't
Cornell,
want
I'm looking
it,
at you. They won't do it. They know better. They're like, yo, I'm good.
Right, I ain't cut out for that.
Right, I'm straight. Let him have the struggle. Let him have the strife, the struggle. But yeah, I mean, I get it.
But not one?
I know.
Come on, man.
There's
know.
something to be said
That's
for
tough.
that. I mean, he's been there what, 10 years?
17.
Nah.
17
He's been there
years?
17 years,
17 years and not one. There's something to be said for that. I'm sorry. That's just
They just stick with their coaches forever. They've only had like 4 since like the 60s.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so and
That's
and
the
that's
problem.
what I wanted to bring out too, because that's important. So I think it there in Pittsburgh and here, the culture matters when it comes to how often you switch coaches that win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Sean McDermott's win percentage is still over 600 right now. I think it's like 627 or something like that. All time. So it's not tough to justify firing Sean McDermott on a national perspective, but it is tough to justify firing Sean McDermott on a local level. Because of the local perception of what he's done here, right?
Right.
And the local perception is due to the marketing that the team has done for itself. You know what I'm saying? They've made themselves viable and important in the community, and That's what the owner wants. One of the things that I tried to point out last year was Terry Pegula didn't buy this team first. He bought the Sabres and was asked to buy the Bills in order to save us from Trump. Basically,
Bon Jovi.
Trump and Bono.
Trump and Bon Jovi.
You know, yeah. So what I mean by that is Terry Pegula's, how can I say this? Terry Pegula's plan was to come to Buffalo as the Sabres owner, fix up that whole waterfront area that he's got around what was HSBC Arena back then. I don't even know what it's called now, but anyway, fix up that area and ingratiate himself into the community, right? Usually when you're a big time investor like that, you can't just come into town and start buying everything up. You got to come into town. You got to make friends. People have to know who you are because they want to know whether or not you're coming to town investing with the right intentions or not, right? So for Terry Pegula to come here and buy the Sabres, obviously he's rescuing a franchise that gives him a little bit of grace, right? Now he starts fixing up the area around the arena there. That gives him a little bit more grace, right? And coming from where he's coming from, the oil industry and real estate and all the other ventures that he's in, he knows what it takes to get into these cities and have access to buying whatever he wants. So for him to buy the Bills, it then becomes a mindset as a philanthropist, right? As an investor, as a venture capitalist, however you want to label it. It then becomes his sole purpose at that point to win the city over, right? When you have that kind of money and you're coming into a new place and you're trying to win the hearts and minds of people, that's how you do it. This is how he did it. He used it. I don't want to say he used, but the marketing team did an amazing job at getting everybody to fall in love with Sean McDermott, fall in love with the fact that we broke the drought, and they never let that die. And we're at a point now where Terry Pegula he's been here for years now, right? So this period of us giving him grace and all that kind of stuff, that's got to be over with too, right? The fact that they hired Lindy Ruff back for the Sabres.
The 0-3 Sabres.
The 0-3 Sabres at this point. Like, that says it all right there. Like, he don't know what he's doing. And he don't know the right people to put in place to do the right things
It's
right
emotional.
now.
Because I asked on Twitter or X when it was getting hot that Lindy Ruff was coming back, I said I thought we you know as a new Sabres fan, I thought we didn't like Lindy Ruff. Why do we want him back? We fired him. Oh well, you know he's good. You know, I'm like, it was the same. He's good culture. He loves the city. This, that, and third. You got a raw deal. But why do we want him fired when he got fired?
You know why? Because the second they fired him, he went to Houston or wherever and had great success. He went to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Right.
So when Bills fans are looking at that and they say, well, we fired Lindy Ruff and he instantly went off and had success, that's the fear for Sean McDermott. Mm-hmm. But that cannot matter in relation to our own progress, our own success. We cannot not break up with the girl because we're worried she might go get a dude that's better than us. If she ain't good for us, she ain't good for us. That's just the bottom line. You got to break that thing off and keep it moving. You can't and that's what people are looking. Well, Sean McDermott is going to go to another team and he's going to do what Andy Reid did. No, Andy Reid is one of one. Name another Andy Reid.
Bill Belichick.
Where is he gone and had success? Oh, you're talking about when he got fired from the Browns?
The Giants.
That's what I'm saying. So if you look at it, most coaches
Yeah,
they don't have success right away.
That's true.
It takes them getting fired. Mm-hmm. It takes them getting canned to figure it out.
Right.
And so like I already got fired. So ain't wrong. No.
So like I said, like I think McDermott is a good regular season coach. We all know that.
Yes.
But when it comes to the playoffs, he's not that guy.
He's a good
and I
leader of
think
men.
by firing him, I believe, it may be just me, I'm not going to say he's going to be as good as Andy Reid, but I think if he gets fired and he gets that taste, like, okay, he starts thinking, he starts realizing, I think he could be a better coach because
100%.
of it.
100%.
But right now, this is his only head coaching guy.
I think McDermott's coaching acumen is similar to Josh's quarterbacking acumen. They know what to do. They know what it takes to get it done, but they can't get out of their own way.
Yeah,
But I feel like even Josh produces in the playoffs though at a higher level in the season.
Well, it's not even that. What I'm saying is like look at what we saw on Sunday. Open passes all day long. I don't want that. I want that, and I'm not going to break my mind from this for the greater good. Now
can't get out of their own way,
right?
But
now
that's
gets
Josh
fired,
in the regular season. Josh in the playoffs he's got the best numbers of any quarterback playing right now.
Until this year, we don't know what he's going to do this year.
Well, I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs. I can't see him doing it.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. You know, and it just has nothing. Does it? Yes, but I'm not going to say it. Without certain players that we had before, when Josh was putting these meteoric rise numbers, it's not the same.
Right.
Buffalo can convince himself all day long. We're just no, you're not. You're not better. You're not more. You're not more. Together. This doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's not. So just stop. You need divas. Without evil, there's no good.
True.
Without night, there's no day.
Yep.
So guess what? Number one over there doing all this, doing that, could have been us. How many first downs did we get on Sunday? How many times did we move the chains when an elite playmaker was needed? How many times did a big play come through? It didn't, unless it was Himbo. You know, I mean, it's like it is what it is. James Cook is now the second best offensive player on the team.
Yeah.
And we're probably not going to pay him because he's a running back.
Right.
Because that's McDermott's thing.
That's when the gloves come on. That's when the gloves come on. What? You're not going what? You ain't gonna pay my man?
I can see him doing it.
You're not gonna pay my man? Okay.
I can see it. Now, this is the last thing. I know you got to get your show. I don't even need an answer. I just want people to think about this because I had it. I thought it was going to be earlier.
Yeah.
Are we still a destination as a Buffalo Bills team? Is this still a destination?
Yes.
Now, the reason why I say that, if I'm a prospective signed player, I want to know why Diggs and Josh didn't get along. Mm-hmm. I want to know why is McDermott's name always getting credited in games where big plays or big moments were made in our against us. Mm-hmm. I want to know.
You saying that Josh is saying that? Like the comments.
Well, before now,
okay.
You know, it'd be Dawkins, it'd be whoever.
Yeah. Okay.
That's changed now,
you
but
were only you were saying it's only Josh.
Right.
Okay.
Now I say, why is a third at worst best quarterback in the league not being compensated fairly? Why are they lowballing people? Why is everybody getting 1-year contracts? Yeah. How many times they intended to blow it up? In 2017, they had no problem doing a massive cap dump. Mm-hmm. Had a garbage team in 2018, as you illustrated. That's why when you said, I was like, so again, they're taking the single highest non-quarterback cap hit. They already did that before. They had the overall cap hit was larger than life back in 2018. What can I say when I get there? And what can I say? Am I being gag ordered? Am I allowed to talk to the media? Am I allowed to make appearances? Who can I be around? Mm-hmm. And lastly, what's the culture really? We know what they tell us. But is it real? Is anybody else? Why is it that only these people that don't do anything on other teams? Why is these practice squad players? Why are they starting there? Why is it that these guys are third, fourth, fifth at best linebackers starting there? Why is it the guys that try hard and only the guys that try hard start there, but the guys that are good, Marcel Darius coming out of college, Stephon Diggs, why are all these guys getting banished when they don't fit into the line? Am I going to be banished like you said earlier? So why is Buffalo so down on McDermott now? Why? Because I swore in weeks 1 through 3, this was McDermott's defense. We could win as long as we had McDermott's defense and Josh, right? They said it. As long as we got Josh and McDermott's D, we're good. But where the hell is it?
Laura says, you heartless bastard.
I know. I'm sorry to go there. So now it's this Babbitt's defense now that we gave up a play to Nico Collins? Is it Babbitt's defense now that we got blown, the doors got blown off against Baltimore? So when does the buck stop? That's I want people to think about that when you're ringing the alarm for McDermott. When you're talking about all the stuff, all the factors against us. Because guess who built it? Guess who built this whole mess? And luckily, Baylon Spector was a hell of a linebacker when he had to start. Luckily, you got lucked into a 6th-round draft pick in Christian Benford that is now labeled elite. Thankfully, But the thing is, at some point, the shoe gonna drop, and that luck runs out. I.e., when you sign Josh Allen to a contract you could not afford. Yeah. So think about that when you guys think about what the team is going forward. And I'm sorry, you can do your.
No. I love it. Kev loved it too. He said preach.
I get it like once every other show.
Yeah. We need more of that. So Whittle asked when we were talking about the Bills in 2017 with Rex Ryan's old squad. Whittle says 9-7 with Tyrod. Who were the receivers
Robert Foster.
in 17?
Tyrod?
Yeah, when they made the playoffs.
Foster, hold on.
He had
No, I think you're right.
Foster
It
was
had
here.
to be the
Foster
same.
was here.
Yeah, Foster and Zay Jones.
and who
Was
was
there
it?
anybody else?
Who was
Wasn't
it?
it that he started with a D? Not Deontay Hardy. Thomas? Was it Thomas? Deontay Thomas?
Thompson.
Thompson?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Remember him?
Thompson. Yeah.
He was our leading receiver.
Yeah, that didn't work out so well.
And Salas wasn't it a Salas or something like that? They were lauding. Was he here still? Salas or was that? No, that was the year before. Never mind.
Greg Salas?
Yeah, that was Rex still.
That was Rex.
Yeah. All right. So, what's going on, Sal? He says McDermott has always wanted a so-called complimentary offense. That's why Dayball told him to step off. Right. That's exactly right. All right. Let's move past Sean at this point.
Wow.
For what he's.
If you thought he was ever going to say that, hit the like button.
You have 970 likes on this episode. All right. So getting into this Jets game, what give me one thing that the Bills currently do that leads you to believe they're going to win this game.
I'm really banking on one of them to play, either Hembo or Shakir. At least one of them. I mean, the thing that I'm not concerned with is the Jets' offense. I don't think they can do anything against our defense. Granted, our run game sucks, but Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, maybe if they get a broken play, but they're not going to kill you. I'm worried about our offense moving on this defense. Mm-hmm. But I'm not worried about stopping Aaron Rodgers and his offense. With this defense, I have no problems with whatsoever.
I'm not worried about as long as they run their zone. I'm not worried about Aaron.
Yeah, so Aaron Rodgers force feeds. Like, do you know the last game he went to
Lazard?
No, Lazard and what's my man name?
Oh,
Garrett Wilson?
Yeah.
21 targets.
Yeah, I think Lazard had like 12.
He had 10.
Wilson had 22 targets.
He had 10
just by himself.
He had 10 catches for 102 yards.
Yeah.
So he's literally force feeding him the ball.
Yeah.
And then Lazard was the second one.
Yeah, with 12.
So
why? Where did he do that at?
He's gonna force feed the ball. So like if Benford, like whoever's Benford checking, they're not getting nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about their offense. It's that defense. As crazy as our offense looked, and granted, the Jets they ain't no scrubs on defense. So if our offense can't move the ball, it's gonna be a low scoring game.
Right.
This works to our advantage. We have no wide receivers. So DJ Reed, take the night off.
That's what
Sauce,
I'm saying.
take the night off.
I'm hoping one of them play, Cook or Shakir, but if they don't, it's going to be a low-scoring game, man.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's going to be a 10-6 game or something silly like that. But I don't think our run game is good enough in the middle. And when I say in the middle, I mean behind that center guard combination to be effective against that front seven. They're a much better front seven up the middle than the Texans were, right? The Texans are still top 10 against the run. Actually, no. I'm sorry. They're top 10 against the pass, and I think they're like 13th against the run. The Texans are still good defense, but yes, Laura, 10-6.
What'd she say?
She said 10-6, and she put a bunch of laughing emojis. Steve's got 20-3 Jets. I mean, it could. So, and this is what I mean. If Josh can't get anything going in the passing game, what I think is going to have to happen in this game is you're gonna see Josh running some QB powers. You're gonna see Josh being called a lot to do way more than he's done in the last 2 years combined in terms of running the ball and trying to make plays. This this Jets defense is second in the NFL right now. So it's not even close what the Bills are on defense and offense versus their defense. And they're like, defensively, you're right. Against their offense, we should be okay. Mm-hmm. Do I trust Rasul Douglas from what I've seen this year against Garrett Wilson? Heck no.
Now, what is he? What is he? I wrote my note. What is he? What is he doing? I have to tell him, I'm like, what is 31 under doing? What is this man? I mean, it's egregious. But go ahead.
I think his job was simplified when he got traded here last year.
He said Poyer told him what to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And this year he's got to think for himself, and he doesn't have the help from the safeties. So now more pressure is on him to know everything.
Because that's Cam. I wrote in my notes for you, but you already did. I didn't need you to look at the play. But Cam Lewis, when he got up clapping, it was at Rasul Douglas when he made the play. Yeah, he was clapping at Rasul Douglas because he was over there guarding nobody. He was just standing there.
Yeah.
And Cam like, what are you doing? I'm coming across the field and across your face, and you're in no man's land. But they ain't talking about that though. Let's talk about DeMar Hamlin. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Laura said, "Excuse you, Rasul on my fantasy team." Rude.
I don't know why you did that. Right. Get out while you can.
Get out while you can.
Yeah, you need to find some better dudes. Yeah, he definitely ain't it. He definitely ain't it. But yeah, so their offense against our defense, it's tough because their offensive line doesn't make them a great running team, but against the Bills, that's a foundational weakness of the Bills' defensive scheme. So the Jets, I said what I mean is the Jets' offensive line doesn't have to be great. They just have to be average. If they're average with those running backs, they're going to have success running the ball. And they have. Every time we've played them, they've had success running the ball. So, that's the type of game I think we're going to see. I think Josh is going to have to play out of his mind in order to win this thing, and it's going to be all on his shoulders. I don't think anybody else except for maybe Ray Davis is going to shine. I don't think James Cook is going to play. He was on the sideline today and didn't do any on-field work. Same thing for Shakir. So I don't think we're going to see either one of those guys on the field Monday night. Even if Cook were to get a limited practice in tomorrow, that's still a limited practice with a turf toe that's held him out of 2 practices. That's not a good recipe for a running back to come in and be effective at all. And if they play him, I'd be pretty upset if I was, his agent or family
I agree,
member.
But we talking about half a Mason out here.
Not with turf toe.
I'm just being facetious. Yeah.
And by the way, friggin' Curtis Samuel's turf toe magically appeared back on the injury report.
Oh.
We've been asking for weeks what's going on with that. And by the way, Curtis Samuel's
you know what? He's got turf toe.
I forgot to put it on the list. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Other thing I'm worried about too is there has been a historic number of injuries at MetLife
this year, or just
period.
Overall,
that field is terrible, bro.
Yeah, he playing on that surface.
Just see how many leg injuries we got: ACLs, ankles.
Listen, all I need the Bills to do in this game is save me from having to buy y'all wings. Just put Rodgers out of the game. Put Rodgers out of the game for the rest of the season with another blown Achilles or a blown knee. Both of those things is already weak at this point. He got a bad ankle. He got a bad knee.
We would have shared it with you.
Huh?
We would have shared it with you.
I know. I'm paying for him. I expect
know.
one.
Well, I don't know.
Only the flats. I like the drums.
You know what? The drums are actually my favorite.
Really?
I'm not a flat dude.
I'm not a flat dude, but I'm a flats guy. I like a flat wings.
You like flats?
I like flats.
See, I like drums, man.
What's the difference between a flat dude and a flat guy?
I'm a flats guy.
He staunchly refused to call himself a flat dude.
I'm not a flat dude, but I'm a flats guy. I like flat wings, but I'm not a flat guy. Okay.
Okay, fine.
But yeah, no. I to your point though, I think what I want to see, what I need to see, quiet as kept, as funny as this is, Ed Oliver not to play.
Ed Oliver not to play?
Not to play.
Why?
Because if he doesn't play, that means Daquan Jones
Carter?
or Dwayne Carter has to play ball.
Yes.
I like Dwayne Carter.
Carter is a great runner. He's not a good pass rusher,
right?
But he's great against the run. He's got a motor. I saw it now.
He
got
a little swag to him too. I like that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He like I said, there's nobody on the team who really has any type of juice or swag.
Well, on the offense, defense, we got a couple.
Yeah, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. But go ahead.
But then I was gonna say you got to follow it with 2-1 techs, Ranson Dean and Zion Logue. They're 2-1 techs behind Dwayne Carter and Daquan. Now, what that does is that allows Greg Rousseau and Dwayne Smoot to play against the left tackles that allow no rushes outside of them. They contain.
Okay.
You know, Breece Hall averages 3 yards a carry this year. 3 yards a carry. You know where he gets all his yardage from?
That'll be 6 against the Bills.
Well, you know where he gets his yardage from?
What?
Outside of right ends and left ends.
Yep.
Oh,
If you can contain, he ain't getting no yardage. And guess who gives it the most pass rush? Left ends and right end. I'm sorry, the left tackle and right tackle.
Yep.
So guess what? Rousseau better figure this out because you're back 7 or back 5.
Yeah.
They can hold the zone. Yeah. Terrell Bernard's back there. What that does with your front four, that allows Terrell Bernard and Dorian Williams to roll freely and clean to fill in holes. Right. If Dorian Williams can't do nothing else, he can fill a gap. And that also lends to Breece Hall not rushing for exorbitant amount of yards, like you said, 6 yards, 5.5 maybe. No, I'm joking.
I'll tell you, I got him in fantasy, and he's kind of
who Breece?
I got him in like 3 leagues.
Yeah, he's been struggling to say. I got him in.
I think I have him in 1. Man. Sorry, Roy.
Laura asked,
fantasy.
Roy's like, you know what? My time's done. I'm out of here.
Right. Oh, we just lost a viewer.
Right. Dang, with a $3.99. Now it's going.
Laura asked, is Taryn in? Is he going to play? This ain't the game for him to come back in. It's going to be a very physical game. It's going to be a lot of running the ball. This ain't the kind of game you want him to come back in.
I think you're going to have a big game by Bernard. Bernard going to have a good game.
Yeah. You think they could have him shadow Garrett Wilson?
Bernard?
Yeah. Would you do that?
Oh, I'll put him on Benford. Benford handle that.
But then again,
wait, what did I? Oh, I said Bernard. I meant Benford. I'm sorry.
No, because we play zone. So in theory, you can line up honest and be good with left and right corners and everything's the same. Now, if you go man, you probably will want to. Yeah, you probably want to do that if you go man because the bigger body. Well, he's not much bigger than Russell Douglas is 6'2" too, but he's younger. He's better.
Yeah, I would. Okay, so for those of you that watch the All 22, and you fellas have probably seen this, what the Texans were doing to the Bills, and we talked about this on. I'm giving a lot of stuff away about this show, Coach D's Corner.
Don't talk about this anymore.
I know.
Wait, it didn't. You didn't put it out yet.
It's out. It's out.
Yeah. But if we give everything away here, ain't nobody gonna watch it.
Right. That's kind of the point. I don't want to tell everybody what they're gonna see.
Don't you do it?
I mean,
talk about soccer.
Yeah,
so I'll put it like this. There is a such thing as a hybrid man zone coverage where you play zone to a certain degree and then you follow or you mirror match in man. Mm-hmm. You could even do certain things where certain parts of the field you're running zone and other parts you're running man. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of different things that you can do to allow Benford to kind of be in the area of wherever Garrett Wilson is. And I think that would essentially complicate things for the quick game between Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has been facing pressure all season long. His offensive line cannot pass block to save their life. So that is an advantage that the Bills will have. Yeah, Laura said you'd have told the whole show, eh? I know. I gave it all away. I'm sorry. But I think you can get a pass rush on Aaron. You know what I mean? And I'm counting on that. I think he'll be under pressure, and I think they're going to have to go with that quick game. And I would feel better if Benford was in the vicinity as opposed to a Rasul Douglas being in the vicinity. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, to some degree, I'd like to see some kind of, putting him over the top of Wilson or something like that. I don't know. Make it happen. Let me see what we got here. So Kev says play action is going to get us cooked. Man, so this is the thing that I don't like. And I think Whittle said this too. Whittle said, what is the chat talking about? The Jets have been terrible at running the football and stopping the run. Bro, that may be true against other teams, But as we've seen time and time again against the Bills, it doesn't really matter how good or bad the run game for a team is. They have to be egregiously bad for them to not have success against this defense.
I believe we're the worst run defense average yards per carry.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
this
we are
season,
because I got Brees Hall, and when it looks at the Buffalo Bills, it's 32 in green. Say you play that guy,
Right.
Yep.
But I don't know.
Yep. So that's what I think everybody's pointing to when they say, you know, we're nervous about the Jets run game. I mean, anybody who's got any kind of good running back play whatsoever, and listen, it don't even have to be Brees Hall. It could be Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen has been balling this season, and people cannot get that dude down with one hit. It's taking full-on 4 or 5 man gang tackles to get that man down. So I don't want that to take over the game because, as Kev said, if they get that run game going, play action could destroy us. I mean, it darn near did against the Texans, and it for sure did against the Ravens.
Yeah, I think play action. You're talking about for the Jets running it.
Yeah.
They run it less than we do, so I don't think they're gonna run play action. They just don't have any faith in Aaron Rodgers' mobility, his age.
And that offensive line is just getting them cooked.
Those defensive, those offensive tackles are gonna get them murdered. Well, I should say they
again,
get them unalived.
This is unalived. This is all under Nathaniel Hackett's play calling. We talking about somebody completely different now.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say to Aaron Rodgers, like, "Look, this is what it is, bro."
Do that. No, I want them to. I want them to.
Did they say who's calling plays?
Yeah, it's gonna be
Hackett's still the offensive coordinator.
Nah.
No, he has no dealings with Aaron Rodgers whatsoever now.
No, he does. He plays. He does with Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't call the plays.
What
does he do with Aaron Rodgers?
Because Aaron
That's
Rodgers won him. He said he runs my offense.
No, I know that, but the job that he's given specifically has nothing to do with offensive game planning, play calling, none of that.
No, he's just the head coach, the offensive coordinator.
No, he's not.
I thought he said he was the offensive coordinator.
No, he's been demoted from that. He's been demoted, and the play calling. I promise you, I just heard this today. I forget the guy's name. I heard the guy's name.
I know it was. I swear he was just in name only offensive coordinator. Everything else was this other guy.
No. So the guy that they're giving the play calling duties to, he's taken over as the offensive coordinator. Nathaniel Hackett has been relegated to, I think, some kind of job where he watches tape or something like that. But he's not going to be in game planning meetings with Aaron Rodgers. He's not going.
So Jeff Albrick is the interim, and Todd Downing.
That's
taking over for.
Yep.
He's calling the plays.
Right.
Yeah, but is he?
I don't. It doesn't say he's the offensive coordinator. It just says he's the offensive play caller.
Right.
So I don't know what that means.
I think Aaron Rodgers would have a fit if they took it away from the name, and he wasn't allowed to. I think that's the only thing keeping Rodgers on the team.
Well, no. What this is? It's a mercy keep. It's the only reason that Nathaniel Hackett is still on the team is because Aaron Rodgers loves him, right?
Sure.
So that like the idea that Nathaniel Hackett has any kind of footing to be upset about having his title taken away or kept on the team and still keeping his title, like that's all done, like it's over with. But I'm telling you, I need to remember where I heard this from to give it a little bit more credibility. But I promise you.
I know I heard it on the radio. I heard.
It definitely says he's been demoted and he's no longer the offensive play caller. It is now Todd Downing.
See,
it kind of puts me. If he's calling the plays, then I don't know what we're gonna see on offense. Yeah. Hindsight, he can't fix the players. Like the offensive line still sucks. So no matter what you call, you know what I'm saying.
Aaron Rodgers is still 41, so he can't move with a bad Achilles.
But I don't know what they're gonna try to attack though. Like the same way they used to attack, they're not attacking no more because Hackett's not calling the plays.
Oh, dang.
So it was kind of our advantage if Hackett was to call plays.
Right, exactly. That would have worked better for us than anything else.
We wanted him to call plays.
Yeah, Kev says New York media said Hackett can't even be in the building and will have zero input. Man.
Aaron Rodgers this is his last season.
Oh, Kev says Downing's history, he likes to run.
He was here, too. He was our quarterback coach in 2000 something.
Oh, he was our quarterback coach?
Todd Downing?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
To answer Widow's questions real quick, I just got it up right now. So he asked about the wide receivers for 2017.
Yeah.
So you got Deontay Thompson, Brandon Tate, Zach Jones, Brandon Riley, Malachi Dupree, and Calvin Benjamin. Dookie juice.
Dang it! I gotta get that award here, man. I gotta get it.
These guys were IR: Jordan Matthews, Andre Holmes, and Jeremy Butler. So
Don't remember him, so you gotta be garbage too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Leak says the last time we played an Aaron Rodgers led offense, they spammed the run 30 times. Also, all Todd Downing knows is run. I'd expect the Jets to run at least 25 to 30 times.
So he probably gonna have a heavy run dosage.
They hack it.
One, because the Bills are weak in the run game.
Yep.
Two, we're gonna capitalize on their weakness.
Yep.
And we're gonna run the ball down their throats.
And it protects Aaron Rodgers at the same time.
Yeah.
You know?
But
Yeah.
but to be fair,
Well,
I didn't say it.
What was it?
he said, "Yeah, run it down the throat."
He said it.
Anything down the throat is, yeah. I don't get it.
How about run it down the hole?
Oh, whoa, no! Even I know that's no good.
Yo,
Even I
bro.
know that's no good.
But there's gaps. So there's gaps, there's holes. Like, how would you say it? How would you say it? If how would you say they're gonna run the ball efficiently? How would you say that? The middle. Oh,
no,
he
yeah,
said,
yeah, you got
he said the middle.
You taking the L there, bro. Even young man, young boy like, nah, fam, I can't back you on this one. He like, you lost your own game.
Man,
You lost your own-
we can't say middle, we can't say hole, we can't say throw, we can't say none of that.
Nothing.
We
So
can't
stay
say
here in
gap.
silence for 2
Football
hours.
terminology, we can't say anything.
We just gotta sit here in silence for 2 hours and look at the camera. All my research for nothing.
We be sitting there just scared to death to say anything. Welcome to
Right.
Podium.
When your mic goes dead, you know you messed up.
Can we say podcast? Is
No,
pod
can't
too
say
too
podcast.
risky? Okay.
Oh, podcast is fine. Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, we'll just say that 873 times for 2 hours.
John Blackman Jr., welcome to the show, my
Yes,
man.
indeed.
He says, I'm wondering why we don't play. I'm wondering why we don't do more play action, having him roll to the right with the running back in the backfield, block, then get off, and you can dump it to him.
Keyshawn, answer that question for him, please. Why don't we run play action here in Buffalo?
Josh don't want to.
Josh does not like turning his back to the defense at all whatsoever.
Which sucks because that'll efficiently give us a better passing game if we have a legitimate run game.
You know what
that
that's like?
People with play action.
That's like Lamar Jackson saying, I don't want to do read options.
Yeah, right.
That's
right?
what I'm saying. I don't
Oh
wanna do
no,
options.
we can't do that.
Can't
I
do
don't
that.
like having the fake handoff the ball so
Nah, I
many
don't wanna do
times.
that.
I don't like making a decision if I'm gonna run it or
Right.
give it to Henry. I don't like
Too much.
that.
Not doing it. Just X all those plays out.
Yeah.
Either it's a design run or it's a design pass. There's no
middleman.
there's no middleman.
Oh, well, yeah, Kev, that's a good point.
What'd
He
he say?
said I wouldn't turn his back on this O-line.
Why not getting concussed again?
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa, not again. Whoa. Congestion, man.
Congestion.
He's only had one in his history.
He's
You're
only
right.
had one.
One. That was the test. I heard somebody say that they train NFL players on what to do after they get up concussed.
Really?
Like, yeah, like they and it makes sense because why the heck do you have to be concussed to hit your head and then sit up and say, oh, it's my chest. Like, what? I could see if you say my neck.
Right.
No, you know what
You
it
know what I'm
is.
saying? Like,
It was a kayfabe. It was like wrestling because you saw the picture when he was laying on his back. They had a towel over the side, and the dude was at his head, and he said, "Say it's your chest. Say it's your chest."
Hit him. He hit him with the
With Kevin Hart.
Rocky and Creed.
Oh,
My eye is fine. Can you see? How many numbers I got? 3, 2. He's good. He's all right.
oh my goodness. All right. Yep. Sal said the same thing. I wouldn't turn my back on his own line either.
Man.
All right. We got to get out of here. Let's give Key a chance to actually get to work on time this time.
What our score predictions, fellas?
Yes. I said 6-10.
6 to
I'm
10.
sticking. I'm
That's
sticking.
your
That's his
the real
honest
one.
to God.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with that.
Yeah?
10-6. Jets winning.
Ooh, you got the Jets
I
winning?
got the
Yeah.
Jets winning. Yeah.
10. That's tough. What you got?
I'm gonna say 17-7. Bills.
17-7. Okay. Man, I'll take that.
I'm gonna go 20 to 14 Bills.
Whoa, you got some movement in your game.
20 to 14 Bills.
Okay. Okay.
'Cause I think Josh is going to come out there and he's going to get thumbtacked together.
I will say, is this going to be a historic event if we see 3 bad games in a row by Josh?
Yeah.
I've never seen him do that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, did we see him play a great game the first few games last season? Under Dorsey? I think this is kind of
yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, granted, it was more running though,
Now.
Because remember he had 15 touchdowns, so
Yeah.
he was taking over, but
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I did want to point out real quick, in play action, I think Josh was almost perfect last season if he wasn't perfect.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, in play action passes.
You got to do it, Josh. You got to take one for the team, bro. You got to do it.
He didn't even attempt as many as he did last year.
All right, we got to get out of here. Here we go.
Okay. I was trying to scroll to it, but let's do it. Ree's tea. 1 part refreshing, 1 part delicious, 2 parts healthy. That's what you can expect when you get 4 ingredients. I heard it correctly. 4 ingredients. I don't even drink tea, but let me tell you, that's a good drink there. What are you doing? Head on over to Ree's. Get your supply by the case or individuals. Why should you do that? Get yourself a case. Trust me, you'll thank me tomorrow. What do I know? See for yourself. Ree's tea. Click the link in the descriptions. Use the code DUDE. Let them know who sent you.
All right, listen, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you all. If you've already done this, great. But if you have not, please like, subscribe, hit that bell, make that thing
Ring-a-ling-a-ling.
so that you can get notifications. Like, next show coming up, we will be back here live Monday at 6. Oh, no,
that's the game.
No. We're Tuesday show, right? Because the game is on Monday, right?
Yeah.
So we'll be back here Tuesday, right?
We'll talk. We'll talk offline.
We'll
All right, go ahead.
Bowling started.
We'll let you know. We'll let you guys know.
Oh, snap.
I work late on Tuesday, but we're going to work this out somehow. Go ahead.
We'll have to figure that one out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
All right. Well, there you go. That's why you need to hit that notification bell, because now this whole next show is up
Or
in the
follow
air.
us on a social media site. Follow us.
What?
I don't know. But go ahead. Go. I gotta go.
All right. Anyway. All right. Thank you for doing all of that. Where's the music? You can start the music. Okay. So all of our social media links are in the description of this video. If you go up in there, you can hit us up, and you can tell us whatever you want to hear on the next show, or you can give us some ideas, or we can just have a conversation. However you want to do it is fine. We love all of it. Okay. With that being said, it's been the Podium podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I have been your co-host, Aramis.
Melly Mac.
40 keys.
We out of here.
See ya.